Fat.
Okay, we're live. Paranormal evening, everyone. We got a pretty good podcast going on tonight. I'm David, and
I'm
we got
Ryan.
Ryan from Ryan Outdoors. He is our new. I can't even speak again. Our new host here on Beyond Paranormal Talk. So Ryan, tell everybody about yourself a little bit.
I'm Ryan. On the, jeez, I can't speak either. You got me all flustered.
It's one
I'm
of
the
those
host of
days.
the YouTube channel called Ryan Outdoors. I started my channel back in August of 2018. Um, I do outdoor camping and survival videos, gear review. Um, I live off grid. So I'm starting to do some off-grid videos. I'm currently building a house, um, and it'll be completely off-grid. Did my own well, all that fun stuff. And I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, you do work a lot.
Yeah, haven't won the lottery yet.
How did you get into the living off the grid, Ryan?
So I grew up in northern Michigan, and did a lot of camping when I was younger. Kind of foraging, living off the land. Excuse me, I have a cough. Excuse me. Um, Stuff like that, and it's just the outdoors is something I've always loved.
Excuse me.
So I got into watching YouTube and seeing different channels. Joe Robinette, one of my inspirations, and I thought, God, I've been doing this my whole life. I can do this, and so I did, and it's got its ups and downs. Extremely busy summer, so I didn't get a lot of content out there. Um, I don't look good in a dress, so I can't get those types of views and subscribers.
Neither
Uh,
one of us can, man.
yeah. My beard's too long or something. I don't know.
My mom always
So
says I have a face for radio.
right, yes, me too. Um, But so I just I had a lot of doubters in my life when I started talking about it, and I just got tired of hearing you can't, so I did.
Yeah.
And I my channel's growing. I'm a little over 9,000 subscribers. It was quite a learning curve. It A couple of things I learned doing a YouTube channel. Nobody wants to watch me cut firewood for 25 minutes straight.
Probably not. That'd be kind
Um,
of boring.
yeah, that's what I was told a lot. So, it was just a learning curve on the whole editing the videos. In my mind, everything I was doing needed to be filmed and needed to be put out there
Yeah.
because it was always something. And then I would just film and film and film, and I would literally have hours and hours and hours of video, and it's like nobody's going to sit here for 4 hours and watch a video. So
Yeah.
I would
There's
try
nobody
to
with that
break
kind
it
of
up
time.
into yeah, I would try to break it up into like different episodes and excuse me, stuff like that. Um, that didn't work. People would watch the first video and then they wouldn't watch the second video. So um, I tried sitting down and editing the video, but again, I couldn't decide what was worth leaving in, what was worth taking out. Um, People that don't know this about me, I have severe ADHD. So it's difficult for me to sit there and do those tedious tasks without getting distracted because a squirrel runs by.
Yeah. Oh, squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. So what I did was I taught myself to edit as I'm filming. That might sound weird, but I basically set up the shot, film it, and know when to end it. And that way, when I go to put my videos together, I literally just take all these clips, put them in a line, and it's done. So it went from 48 hours worth of video down to 45 minutes worth of video.
Oh, geez.
You
Yeah,
know,
that'd be
I'll,
a lot shorter.
yes. But, and like when I was big into the outdoor survival stuff, I wasn't taking a 4 hour trip out into the woods. I was going out for a week. So
Yep.
to try to sit there and take a week's worth of camping and survival
Yep.
and putting it into 45 minutes, very difficult.
Yeah.
Um, so
I know
yeah,
that.
it's yeah.
Especially when it
So
comes to investigations, you have a whole 7 hours of nothing going on, and you have 10 seconds of something happen. How
yeah,
keeping people's attention up to that 10 seconds is
yeah.
a pain in the
Yeah.
butt.
Well, that's why you should put a dress on. Just saying, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
You never know.
Well, hey, if it gets views, right? So,
Yep.
real quick, I
Whatever
had
works.
somebody ask real quick. Can you text me the link to this so I can share it with a couple of people so they can watch?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. I just I don't know how to do that. It's my first day. So,
I'm not that smart either on it. Brandon, are you able to put that up on the comments for me, the link for this? If you could, because apparently if I touch this computer, it's going to freaking probably explode. If you could, Brandon, I know you're watching. Thanks. So, the weirdest thing you ever came upon in the woods?
like
And don't say Bigfoot in a
people
dress.
people with no clothes on or noises and weird things I've heard and
Oh,
seen.
strange things. This stuff. This is beyond paranormal. So stuff that's
Okay.
not like a human being kind of thing.
All
Well,
right.
actually, this is anything technically.
Yeah. There's been quite a few things like doing my videos and stuff like that because I would go out into the woods and you'd hear weird noises, things that go bump in the night or however they say that. And some things you hear the sound and you go, oh, okay, I know what that is. That's an owl. That's a coyote. Um, that's a squirrel, whatever. Um, but then there's noises and stuff that you hear that you're like, what the heck was that? And then,
Yeah.
so the amazing thing with cell phones is you can, all the information in the world is right here, all the different sounds of animals. So, one time, and I think I've told this story before, uh, excuse me, there is a trail in northern Minnesota. It is called MAP, or sorry, ADHD. It is called the Powwow Hiking Trail. So the Powwow Hiking
Yep.
Trail is a fairly popular trail. It caught on fire. I believe it was lightning, burnt it down. The DNR tried to clear it out, and just the overgrowth. Because I don't know if people don't know about pine trees, especially like black pine.
I
They
think one sec. I think I got it. I sent it to your Facebook
right on.
Messenger, the link.
Oh yeah, yep.
If that's how it
Um,
works, I don't know. It's probably gonna take you some weird other site, but
yeah.
that's about as good as I'm at working this.
If my buddy or my wife yells at me, then yeah, it was the wrong site.
It took you to a site that squirrels are dancing. Bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum.
So I the DNR quit taking care of it, and it just Jack Pine, in order for their cones to erupt and the seeds to drop, it they need to burn. So when they do that, they're like weeds. They grow and you can't see anything. So a bunch of volunteers go in and they start clearing the trail and everything. Excuse me. Um, I want to do this challenge, so I do that. The internet, which never lies, states that the trail is 98% open. So I'm like, okay, so out of this 22-mile trail, a mile of it's going to be iffy. Perfect. Well, the internet wasn't factual on that, and it was a nightmare. So I get there, I hike and I hike and I hike, and I get to my first camping spot, and I um, cook dinner, set up, film, all that stuff, filter water, and I wake up the next morning to this weird, wasn't a growling sound, wasn't like a moose snorting or anything like that. It was kind of a growl noise, but not like a dog growling or a bear or anything like that. It was just this weird, deep noise, to
Okay.
explain it as best I can. Um, and that continued for quite a while, and I could hear it getting closer to where I was getting nervous. The only thing I had to protect myself, other than my knife and small hatchet, was bear spray. And in my mind, I'm going, "This is a bear. It it smells me. It smells food, something." Um, so I'm starting to get a bit nervous. A dog I used to have, I no longer have him. Um, he was with me, and even he was kind of acting weird. He wasn't acting aggressive towards this. He was kind of shaking and stuff like that. So kind of scared the bejesus out of me, to be honest with you. So eventually it was like, say I'm here camping and the sound is coming, it's coming, and it's within 50 yards of my tent, and then it just veers off and goes away. And I thought, well, that was weird. So I had cell reception where I was at. So I start watching YouTube, listening to, I listened to moose, um, uh, bears, different sounds they can make. Nothing made that same sound. Well, next morning, I went fishing, caught a nice northern, cooked it up, ate it, camped again, get up again, same thing next morning. So, okay, whatever. I blow it off, it goes away, same kind of thing. And then I start hiking. I make it, I think the first hike after the first camp, I went, I think it was 5 miles. So it was getting towards dark. Same thing, same noise, everything. So whatever this thing was, it was following me my whole trip until I finally got out of there. that was probably the one of the weirdest, closest things, and still I have no idea what it was. Um, I've heard uh, out in the woods, deep out in the woods, I've heard rocks banging together. I've heard tree branches snap, which that happens. Tree branches fall off,
Yeah.
but then you hear it getting closer. Um, and could be anything. Could be a deer. Could be Sasquatch. Could be a bear. Could be anything. Could be a person out there. I
Yep.
don't know. Um, that was one of the strangest things that happened to me. Was that one of the scariest things that happened to me was I gotta get a drink. My throat's getting a little dry.
Getting a little parched, are we?
Yep, yep. The older I get and the more I talk, the yeah, old age. So, one of the scariest things was some a friend of mine. They owned like 80 acres, and they were allowing me to go there and do my videos and stuff like that. Um, and one morning, I woke up. It was mm, probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock, give or take, in the morning, and it's dark, super foggy, and I can hear branches breaking in the distance, and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, it was like I was surrounded by birds, and they're just all chirping, just like it was insanely loud. All these birds, it sounded like there was 1,000 of them just in the trees, just all of a sudden surrounding me, and they were all going crazy. And it wasn't even daylight yet. It was getting close to that point to where you could almost see. And then, so it was probably, I don't know, 4:15 in the morning, give or take at this time. It's the sun's starting to kind of come up to where you can almost see. Again, super foggy. I turn my flashlight on. I'm shining it around. I can't see anything because it's so foggy. I can't see up into the trees. I don't see these birds, but I can hear them. And then in a split second, just all at one time, the birds are just driving me nuts because they're that loud. And I hear a whoosh, and it is dead silent.
Yeah,
And
isn't
I
that
just,
weird how they go complete silence
yeah,
when they do
and
that?
the
It's weird.
whoosh noise, it was like they all of a sudden just all took off, didn't make a single sound. And yeah, so I just kind of into the sleeping bag and waited until it was daylight. Didn't move. I
Don't
was I
worry, I'm
was
not here.
petrified. It didn't help that uh, 2 nights before I went on this trip, I watched the remake of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That freaking
So
show
I
scared
think,
the living hell out of me, the first one.
oh man, yeah, yeah, that was definitely,
Something.
yeah. But
Yeah, and especially
growing
it
up,
happened out in the woods.
yeah, yeah, exactly, and the fog and everything else. But
Yep.
growing up, my best friend, Chris Barber's his name. We grew up together, went to school together. He's out in Wyoming now with his family, but him and I used to go to different things. Like in Michigan, there's a old ski resort. It's called Tyrolean Hills. It's shut down.
Okay.
The urban legend is uh, there was a husband and a wife that went there, and there's two different versions, and it's just polar opposites of each other. So either the man was cheating on his wife and she shot him and then went and hung herself from the ski lift, or it's the opposite, depending on who you ask. But that's the story of it. Strange things happen out there. You can, I don't know if you still can, but you used to be able to go out there, and as long as you were respectful and weren't destroying, private property and stuff like
Yeah.
that, nobody seemed to
There's
matter or care.
a lot of people that freaking do that doing record for everybody else.
Yep, exactly. So, the things I remember of going there is if when you would go into the pool room, there was no water in the pool, but you could hear water dripping, but
Hmm.
absolutely no water in there. Um, we went to the room that the murder allegedly happened, and I remember we were walking down the hallway, and you get that weird feeling, and
Hmm.
like it's kind of tingly, like your spidey
Yep.
senses are going off.
Yes. And these are tingling.
Yeah, so we're walking down the hallway because we checked out the alleged room, and we're just like, oh, cool, huh, yep, and everything's still there. Everything. It's like they just left and nobody ever came back. I mean,
Wow.
the dishes, the hotel rooms are the ones that haven't been vandalized or are still set up. Like, hey, come on in and stay.
Yep.
Um, Even the ski lift and everything was still up. So
Hmm.
we're walking, and I just get this weird feeling like somebody's watching me. And as God is my witness, I look over my shoulder like this and I go, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell did I just see? And so I look to my buddy Chris and I go, turn around and look behind me and you and tell me what you see. And he turns around and he says, a woman. I said, okay, that's the first, that's what I seen. And we hightailed it the hell out of there. Um, we seen something. To the both of us, it was the exact same person, dressed the same. It wasn't a person, but there was something there. Um, and then I remember from there, after we cleaned our drawers, uh, we all went outside. We went up to the guest bunks where, or not the guest bunks, but like the worker bunks where the employees would stay. And from there, we went up to the top of the hill where the ski lift was. And I remember there was a girl with us. I think her name was Shayna, and we ended up getting near. Um, it was up above us, obviously, but one of the ski hoist things, and then she just kind of had this weird, like sick and hard to catch her breath kind of feeling, and I don't know how to describe it, like not choking, but just like out of breath. And that's again allegedly where the man or woman, depending on who you ask, had hung themselves. And
Okay.
it was very shortly after that we got the hell out of there and
Hmm.
never went back. But and like I don't know, maybe I'm just slowly losing my mind. But
That could be. You never
I'll
know.
yeah, I mean I've done stuff in my life. But we we would another story, deer hunting. Um Deer hunting with a little fruit fly flying around.
He likes you.
Um
Yeah, they've
yeah,
been pretty thick this year.
yeah, it's all the stuff we import. Um I remember deer hunting and sitting out in the woods, and even now I'll be outside doing something and I'll hear somebody say something, and it's like, what the hell was that? and there's nobody around, you know. So I mean, I believe deeply that there are ghosts, spirits, people that are stuck around. I 100% believe in aliens. You cannot straight
Yeah,
face tell me that this is the only planet.
we're gonna get into that yet too tonight.
Okay, I'll save it then. So,
That's gonna
but
be one of the next subjects.
yeah, you know, I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy things. You know, deja vu a lot.
Oh God, yep,
Um,
been there, done that.
yeah, like I'll walk through the woods in a place I've never been before and be like,
Well, I was here
why
before.
is this so familiar? Like,
It's kind of that second life stuff.
yeah, yeah,
There is another interesting theory on that too. Is that I
parallel
can't remember the
dimensions.
one. Yeah, the person that brought this up did this or said this is that we really never die. We just move on to the next plane. We move to the next world where you might
Yeah,
not exist there until 20, 30 years or 100 years later. Then you're reborn again, you live everything back over. It's just a continuous cycle. But he believes that there's more than one plane, and at one time you can only exist on that one plane at this one point. Which he had a really good point
well,
of view. I just can't remember who the heck it was that was talking about that.
so you know the term doppelganger, right?
Yeah, I feel sorry
So
for my
every
doppelganger. It looks like
yeah,
this.
everybody has a twin, they say. So
Yep.
um, here's a absolute true story. So my buddy Chris Barber and uh, I grew up in the town of Gaylord, Michigan.
Hey, we got a
Uh,
Gaylord over here in Minnesota,
yeah,
done by my
yeah.
parents.
So here's an ironic thing. The county I lived in, grew up in, was Otsego County. There's an Otsego, Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah. So him, and this is before the term doppelganger became popular. Him and I are
Before
were
internet.
yeah, pretty much. Well, there was internet. It was just dial up.
Yeah.
Um, we are walking
You're that old.
downtown. Yeah, yeah, yep. 29K, man.
About as
The new
bad as me.
revolutionary 56K is coming out.
Get off the phone. I gotta make a call.
Yeah, party lines. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Um, my buddy Chris and I are walking down the sidewalk as we did because neither of us had a car or a driver's license, and and in front of we're in front of the gas station, and we see this guy get out of the car, and he was my buddy's twin. And here's the messed up part: he was wearing the exact same outfit, same light
Oh,
blue
what the
hat,
hell?
same light blue jersey, same blue shorts. And we just kind of both went,
That's messed up.
yeah. So
Excuse me.
based on that, parallel dimensions, all that stuff, what if things like that are where they're bleeding together? And that's where
Yeah, that's
deja vu
true.
comes from. So the
True.
reason it's deja vu is because you did live it, just not on this realm, or
Yep.
what they say, however they call it.
Well,
So
that's the other thought on freaking on spirits and ghosts too. There's a theory that it's just a
right,
different
they're bleeding
dimension
over.
bleeding into us, and we
Yep,
bleed into theirs. So they're thinking we're the ghosts, and then we
right,
get
and
their
vice
glimpse of them,
versa.
and they're the ghosts. Like, yeah, D4 and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, cool. One of my favorite things is crawling on the wall.
Spider.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with spiders. They eat bugs.
Oh God, I wish.
Got him. He's he. You know that spider thinks you're his roommate. Now he just killed him.
Well, he's gonna hate me.
He got evicted. He got
Yeah,
evicted.
he just got a cup upside his head. So
He was just visiting.
right, yeah, sure he was. um, Here's another lesser known fact of me. So you've heard the term dreams are the window to the mind.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that term? So like
Yeah, many
dreams
times.
are premonitions, they're of the future, stuff like that. Not all dreams.
Yep.
Um,
No, not all of them. Some of them.
but some of them. So like I super try to remember my hey Doug, uh my dreams and stuff like that. So I I can't let it get too hot when I sleep because
Oh
I'll
God, I
have
can't either. It's gotta be cold.
yeah, I'll have like the worst, most realistic nightmares you can ever imagine. They're like borderline night terrors. And
Mine's
I will
always freaking Chucky chasing me.
mine is demons or people I care about drowning.
God.
Um yeah, like
Somebody you know can't swim or what?
I just
Or fear of
people
water,
drowning.
possibly?
Me, I'm not
I
scared of
almost
water.
drowned frick a long time ago. Oh, I do. I don't have a fear of water, but I swim like a rockfish, straight to the bottom. Can't
Oh,
swim.
yeah.
Can't swim like a lick.
I'm buoyant.
Oh,
So
fuck.
I
Fuck. It's like the second or third time through freaking first thing of swimming lessons, my instructor told my parents, just keep him away from the water. He can't swim. He's never going to be able to. Just keep him away from the water.
yeah,
So, yeah.
my
Well, hey,
dad's a
Doug, we're
certified
glad you're first
scuba
time
diver,
viewer.
so he
Glad to have you tonight.
we spent a lot of time at the lake.
Oh,
But
I'm a certified anchor.
right, I'm a certified buoy. I have to grab rocks to get to the bottom.
God, I have to wear floaties if I want to be in the deep side of the pool.
I remember that when I was a kid. Those arm ones, because I'd always pull
Yeah,
my
and
sleeves
the
over
ducky.
and go like
Yep.
this.
And then the ducky floater.
Oh, we didn't have those. We we had those deals and the inner tubes out of the tires. My
Oh, yep.
grandfather and grandma owned Wabasha. Where's that at?
Yeah, we're going to the Para Fair. Oh, it's over by Rochester in January. We're going to be attending the Para Fair, the MAPS team.
Is that down by the cities?
Down by Rochester, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where Rochester's at. I go to work and I come home.
The other
Sometimes I
side. Well,
spoil
it's just
myself and
about
go to
as
Walmart.
at least you have a longer drive home. I still do the same thing. I go to work too, but it's like only 2 miles. It goes too
Yeah,
fast.
well, you got to get yourself a place out in the middle of the woods.
Well, that's what I want to do. Well, that's our plan here eventually, is because this house is getting too small with 2 kids and all their clutter.
Yeah,
To get a bigger house.
yeah. That's I don't know. I'm building my house. So I've got a little brother. He's I don't know 20 something, maybe
That
23
young,
or
and
something
you're
like that.
Jesus,
Yeah, he's my
very
half
young.
brother.
Okay.
So he is looking at purchasing his first home. I've never owned a home until now. I've always rented. Um, he went and looked at this house. The best thing for that house would be insure it and drop a road flare in there one night.
Oh Lord.
It was a crap hole.
Well, I
The
came
piece of
across a couple of
property,
those.
yeah, the piece of property was decent. They wanted $185,000.
Oh yuck.
Take that and throw that into a 30-year mortgage. I have $6,000 into my house. I'll have to
Oh
put probably another 4,000 into it, and it's paid
yeah,
off.
and it's paid off.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't understand why people buy houses.
it's just like me
Buy
with
the land
cars.
and
I
build
won't.
one.
Yeah, it's just like me with cars. I won't buy one brand new. I always use these old pieces of junk as they run and drive, and I can fix them. Good to go.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't need no new car. I don't need a $84,000 truck to go
yeah,
2 miles to work.
yeah, exactly. That's a 98 Ranger, 242,000 miles.
I
Paid
got a
$450
Honda.
for it.
I got a hand
Yeah.
me down Honda with the
Well,
front
it's a
ends held
Honda,
together
so.
with zip ties.
Oh, yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, we baling twine and
Yep.
mechanics wire
Yep.
and
And I got sheet
zip
metal
screws.
screws. Yep.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, we call them zip screws, but yeah, sheet metal
Zippies.
screws. Yeah. Yeah, the good old
So,
days. I remember my cousin owned a Jeep Grand Cherokee, 95, 97 maybe. It was new then, but old now. He wanted to put a lift kit in it, so we jacked it up and shoved 2x4
yep.
chunks into the springs. That was
Yep.
it lifted it up,
My
but my God, was it a sore ride.
my brother put freaking tree logs on his instead of boards. He was probably
Oh
16,
yeah,
17, and he said, hell with it. He cut down a couple of trees and shoved them under the thing. Like, are you serious?
Jesus.
He's
Yeah,
still after him?
yeah. He crawled back up, so I threw a pop bottle at him.
You just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my gun here in a second.
So
But
moving
yeah,
on. Thoughts on aliens, UFOs.
um, I mean, I have heard stories from weird people that it's always the really weird ones that I was abducted.
The one with the
I
tinfoil hats.
Yeah, I seen this line and I looked up and it was a UFNO. What the
Yep.
hell's a UFNO? Um, I have never seen an alien. I have never seen a UFO, but just logic and common sense tells me that there's no way in the entire vastness of the universe this is the only place that has life on it.
Yeah, we're not the
Um,
only planet this close to the sun that's just perfect.
yep, yep. I mean, there's so much evidence now of solar systems that are not quite, but very similar to ours. Where like,
Similar.
hey, this
Yep.
could be a super Earth. Now,
Yep.
I don't believe. Now, I believe there's life out there. Okay, I don't believe it looks like a xenomorph from
No.
Aliens.
Yep.
Um, I I would honestly have to believe that they would be somewhat similar to us.
In a way, unless they're more
I
advanced.
if they're more advanced, it would depend on like, is it more liquid planet? Is it a
Yep.
planet that has higher amounts of CO2? That would all affect everything. Um, I mean, look at here. Insects used to, you ever seen the movie The Food of the Gods?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, with the 6 foot tall chicken and the giant mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Um, that's how big insects used to be,
They used to be. Yeah, they
because
used to
of
be big.
how the Earth was. So,
Well, freaking mosquitoes were the size of your freaking hand.
oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So, you know, life on other planets might not look like us. It might look like you, but might not look like me. Um, they, you cannot straight faced look at me and tell me that there's not life somewhere else. Have we been visited by extraterrestrials? Yes, I believe we have.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of evidence out there. I have seen more evidence proving that Bigfoot's real and proving that aliens are real than I have seen evidence disproving them to be
Yeah.
real.
So, so do you believe they walk among us now
Um,
already? Because there are theories
y-
that they are. They're already
yep,
present
yeah,
in
lizard
camouflage.
people and
Yeah.
you know,
The grays and all that fun
shapeshifters.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look at Biden. Um, oh, I said that thought out loud. Sorry. Um, but you know, yes, I could dive into deep, deep, deep conspiracies. on world governments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I believe they're all in cahoots together. I uh, I could say that they could be aliens. They could be lizard people, whatever. Um, because no logical person would think like the governments do and
Well,
the
yeah.
world leaders. Um, you know, uh, I I don't think they're little green men. I really don't. I think aliens would be similar to us, could definitely be more advanced to where they could morph like a skinwalker, can change
Yeah.
what it is. A
Yeah. From
Wendigo.
human to critter. Yep.
Yep, yep. So, who's to say that that's not an alien, you
Yeah.
know?
That's very true.
Um, I've never seen that show, Skinwalker Ranch, but I
That's
think
pretty
that's
good. I
what
like
that's
it.
based on is
Yeah.
is aliens.
Well, yeah, it's UFOs. It's actually a very interesting show.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
um, I mean, it like how our technology went from uh, rocks and sticks to where we are now. I believe humans have evolved to become smarter, but it's that's quite an advancement in a short
That's
period of time.
yeah,
Now, granted,
that is true.
the churches, the Catholics, I think it was, demonized science for what, 1,000
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So and then
God created everything. Evolution doesn't exist. It's a sin,
yeah,
lie, blah blah blah.
yeah, whatever. Who's to say that you know? I personally believe in God. I was an atheist for a very long time, and then I uh, lots of things happened. I believe in God, but who's to say that God isn't an alien that's watching over us? We're
Yeah,
we're
an,
we're a marble
an
in a jar.
intelligent, highly intelligent being.
Yep, yep, which is an alien
Yep.
from how everybody looks at them. Um, excuse me. Um, so it's again more evidence showing me that there is than proving that there isn't. Um, look at the pyramids, the
Well, God,
technology
yeah.
they had,
With them
the
precision
batteries.
cuts,
They created batteries back during the Egyptian years or times.
those precision cuts, how they move those huge
Yep.
blocks.
Yeah, yeah. I don't believe that slaves built the pyramids.
And then some of
Those are
the
way too
images in
freaking
their
big.
and then
Well,
some of
and the
their images
fact
in their
that they're
pictographs.
they're lined up with everything,
Yeah,
like
lined up. Yep.
the fact that there's pyramids on opposite continents that have the
That
same
they're right on line.
pictures.
Yep.
Well, they have
And
the
then they got
same. What do they call those?
lithographs or petrographs.
Hieroglyphs.
Petroglyphs. Hydroglyphs, yeah, hydroglyphs.
Hieroglyphs.
And
Yeah,
then they have
some
yeah,
word I can't
then they have
pronunciate.
one that's a spaceship
It's the
one. They got one
same.
with a helmet
That's
on.
it. Yeah, one pyramid over here of a civilization that never met this civilization has the
And then they
same
have the
alien
same
spaceship.
image.
Yeah.
Yep. To the T,
So
same image.
yeah, you cannot tell me that life isn't out there. Um, I can't prove that they're here, but evidence shows that they've been here. You know, um, I Area 51's a big thing.
Yeah, I was coming up with that one. What are your thoughts in Area 51? I have
Um,
a theory on that too, though, so I'll let you go
my
first.
my theory on Area 51 is it's smoke and mirrors, and
Yeah.
the real Area 51 is elsewhere. That is a
Yep, that's
distraction,
what. Yep,
and
yep, that's
the
where I was
real
gonna
stuff's
go.
happening over here. That's my honest God
Yep, that's
belief.
where I was
Because
gonna go with that.
what we do know and what we think is what we are led to think and know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
they made it so it looked like it was there, and they took the real
yep,
crash site to that one and made it look like it was at this one, so make everybody believe it's all fake and da da da
yep.
da
So
da,
yeah,
while they're
everybody
doing this
goes
stuff
over
over here.
here
Yeah,
when
and they
the
don't pay no
shows
attention to
actually
this one.
happen. Yeah, yep. And that's
Yep, exactly.
everything that the governments do is they will have something dumb will happen. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube because I don't have cable. Um, and they are like, there's just more and more sightings on that stuff. Was it 2 years ago? I think it was, or it might have been a year ago. The alien that was filmed in, I think it was Los Angeles. A family, they filmed it, and then the police officer got it on his body cam, and that was
Oh
on
yeah,
the news for a little bit.
and then
Not as
disappeared.
much as it should have been. So that was
Yeah, then it
either
completely
a
disappeared.
distraction, or they went, "Oh, we can't have this on
Yeah,
there," and that's why it
yeah, yep.
disappeared.
This
You
is
know,
actually real. We can't be showing this. This isn't somebody faking it.
right?
Da da da.
Yep. Now I've seen strange lights, but not like a spaceship going across the sky.
God, I've seen
But like a,
several of
a
those.
weird, like, pulsing coming out of the earth, it would
Yep,
seem.
I see.
Just like a white
I'm gonna
light.
lose you. My internet's going crappy.
Get Starlink.
The internet's cutting in and out.
See, mine looks great
Oh,
on my
there you
end.
are. There
You
you're
look
you're
fuzzy.
moving now. Yeah, it's probably my internet because it popped up again. It seems like it's always towards the end when it gets goofy.
Who's your
What the hell?
provider?
HughesNet. Gotta think.
Is it satellite?
Yeah,
Okay, get
usually it's pretty
Starlink.
good. It's just podcasts. It's
Yeah,
sometimes goofy.
I have Starlink because I'm in the middle of nowhere. Um, I love it.
Brandon's got
Other
a
than that
question.
one time, could have
Brandon's
been.
got a question for you. Could have that been both a distraction and real? I think we did talk about
um,
that. It could have been. It could have been something
yeah,
that could have been real
yeah. I mean, the
to
fact
make it a
that it was
distraction.
on the news as much as it was, um, I could definitely see a real event being used as a distraction.
My headphones.
Not like a stupid, oh my God, this celebrity slapped this other celebrity. We're
Oh
gonna go
yeah. Oh
do
my
all this
gosh.
evil, diabolical things now that you're all distracted by a slap.
What about your
Um,
thoughts on the water bases out by California, out in the bay?
water bases,
Yeah, alien
like
underwater bases.
aliens
A lot of Yeah, a lot of UFO sightings have been
flying in
seen
and out of
going.
the ocean.
Yep,
I
yep,
remember seeing something about there was some fighter jets and they were chasing something,
yep. And then they
and
went
it
boop.
stopped and it went into the water.
Yep.
Yeah, I vaguely remember watching something like that.
And then a lot of those
How?
fighter jet pilots got freaking. They couldn't say nothing. They got retired, and then they
Hmm.
retired, and then they came out and said all this stuff that they saw,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then,
I
and
mean, why do
then
you think we don't go back to the moon? Do you think it's really because we can't print enough fake money to go back to the moon?
no, there's
If
something on
if
the moon that they don't want us to know about.
Yeah, why do you think they never go to the other side?
Well, it's just like that black object floating around out in space, the satellite, whatever
Oh,
the
that
heck it's called.
triangle thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's floating around Earth, but it's right there. You
Hmm.
guys go to space hundreds of times, thousands of times. Why don't you go see what it is?
Yeah, they probably have.
But they never. I'm sure they know what they do, but they keep saying it's a mystery. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But you're
What it
freaking fly by
is
it.
is Didn't that all come out in a leak?
I don't remember. It might have, but I haven't heard anything lately.
Yeah,
But you hear
I
you,
think that came out, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's a rock. It's
yeah,
a
but
perfectly triangle shaped rock,
shiny, yeah, shiny, terrifical rock, not
shiny,
from this
smooth,
universe.
and it just
So
hangs
yeah.
out. That's what
Well,
rocks do.
the other theory too, though, is that it's the moon is actually a satellite, and there's actually a civilization that lives inside of it. A movie was made
Yeah,
based off of that too. But there is a writer out there who based his theory on the moon as a satellite, and it was actually the creators of Earth that are in the
yeah,
moon.
it's hollow
Yeah,
because it
and then
rings
that's
like a
why
bell.
they don't go back to the moon, because this is where it's more information on that it's actually going to get out that we were created by an alien race.
Yeah, and I mean it. So here's the I 100% I believe we were created.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm
Um,
here. I'm talking to you,
you
so I
know,
better been created. Unless
well,
I'm living
yeah.
in a simulation.
Oh, and then that's that's another theory on deja vu.
Yeah. Welcome to the Matrix.
There's like how many times have you been walking around or watching something and you see a glitch?
Yep. I've
I've
seen a
seen
few of
glitches.
those.
Yep, I've seen glitches. Things that like, what the hell? There's no way that just happened. You know.
Yep.
I have. This is gonna sound weird. Um, buy stock in screwdrivers. I have lost more screwdrivers uh, in my lifetime than Harbor Freight has in stock.
Oh God, I've
And
lost more 10 millimeters in my life than anything else.
well, that's everybody.
They like
But
fall in a freaking void.
well, here's my theory. So you know the hydrogen collider.
Yeah.
Okay,
When
so
they turn
when
that
they
sucker
do
on.
when they do that, I remember reading an article about how it creates these miniature black holes, and they
Yep.
only last for a few seconds and then they dissipate.
Yep.
My theory is when I've got a screwdriver in my hand and I'm working on something, when that black hole appears and then disappears, it the other end of it appears right where I sit that screwdriver down because I
It
can sit it
takes
right next to me
it's
and that
gone.
thing will be gone. Then weeks, months later, I will find that same screwdriver in a spot I never had it.
Oh jeez.
So my theory is that thing's creating black holes. I set the screwdriver down, it gets sucked into the quantum vortex,
It
and
goes
then rematerializes 25 feet away. That's the only explanation I can come up with because where the hell are my screwdrivers going?
Gosh, I remember when that collider
Yeah.
was when they were building it, and just before they turned it on, everybody was freaking out that it's going to end the
Hmm.
world, that the world's going to explode, a big freaking black hole's going to come and get sucked in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's things we monkey around with that we shouldn't.
Shouldn't, you know.
There's I think it's Sweden. I might be wrong. It's one of them places. Um, they take horrible diseases and make them more horrible.
Well, yeah, yep. I think you're right on Sweden. I'm not sure. Correct us if we're wrong, folks, but I'm not. I've heard that
But why? Why are
chemical
we doing that?
warfare. I don't know.
Yeah,
Try to experiment and
it's
see what happens, what cures it,
yeah,
what don't cure it.
it's like putting fluoride in water. You know what
Yeah,
fluoride is, right? It's poison. you know, like why do we do this stuff? But
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, yeah, it's just it's weird, you know. Um, but yeah, as far as aliens, yes, I 1,000% believe in them. Um,
Gosh, I got stories that
I
could go on for hours about aliens in my
I
life.
yeah, I cannot straight face tell you that I've seen one. Seen some
Oh
weird
God,
shit. Excuse my language. You
you owe
know,
me a quarter.
Yeah,
Put it in
well,
the swear jar.
that's not one of the. Didn't you ever listen to George Carlin, The Seven Deadly Words?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
not
one
one
of them.
of them. But like, have you ever watched those videos? Like all these elite people, like I might get some stink eye from you. Taylor Swift. Um, she 2020. What happened in 2020?
I think he's talking about COVID, maybe.
What's that?
Huh?
What's COVID?
Right?
Oh, is that cold that was going around? Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's me being a smartass. Excuse my language.
I was out
So,
doing a survival video when I had COVID.
my worst, most popular video. I had
Hacking up my
COVID.
lung, how to survive.
Yep, yeah. How to survive in a tarp shelter when you're dying of the invisible killer, to where you have to get tested to see if you even have it. That's how I actually afforded the time to take off to do that video. Was the work wouldn't let me come back
They
where I was
didn't want
working
you
at.
back. Don't you?
No,
We'll
they
pay you to
trust me.
stay
They
home with
did.
that.
Yeah. No, I don't think they paid me. They forced me to take time off. I'm like, it's a cold.
I'll be fine. Who cares if
Yeah,
my arm fell off? I still
yeah.
got
I
another
don't.
one.
I'm not a geriatric. I don't have 2 feet in the grave. I'll be all right. Um, but looking at, like, you ever seen those videos? And this goes based onto the lizard people, where like somebody's doing an interview and you'll see their eyes
Yeah,
close
they'll
funny.
close. The other ones will. They'll close
Yep.
this way instead of normal or from the
Mm-hmm.
side.
Alien.
Mm.
Like, here. Aliens. Um,
That's funny.
and I believe what they're trying to get us to believe an alien looks like is one of those truthful distractions.
Yeah, that's what it
Um,
is.
I again, I don't think they're 3 foot tall little green people with big goofy
Yeah,
heads.
and big antennas, big
Yeah,
eyes,
yep,
like off of
yeah,
freaking what is that? When Mars attacks.
yeah.
Yep, yep.
Love that movie. Um, the as far as probing, um, the only ones that are doing that are the politicians. It's a different type of probing. Um,
Right?
so I don't I cannot, how can I word this? I believe aliens look more like us, or they at least have the
The
ability to look like us.
capability
They can
to
blend in,
camouflage. Yep.
and you know they could be everywhere.
Yeah, they could be
Um,
everywhere.
hmm You know, again, I don't think the predators walking around the jungle,
That'd
and
be
there's
kind of
probably
cool, though.
predators walking around the jungle, um, asking for votes and stuff. Uh, but it's just I think they would blend right in with us. I mean, it's been talked about and things like that. So,
Well, the world is so huge. More people are looking up all the time now. Of course, they're going to be seen
oh,
eventually. It's
oh
only
God, I
so
remember
much
that.
that
I,
they can
I
cover up,
yeah, I
and
remember.
everybody has the phone in their pocket now,
hmm yeah,
a camera.
but but every Bigfoot video is still super shaky and out of focus.
Well, right, and blurry,
I,
and yep, out of
I can
focus
zoom in on the moon with this thing and take a picture, and
of
I
the
will prove
craters
it.
and everything.
Yep. As soon as I figure out how the hell this works
But
here.
you take a picture of the Bigfoot, it's all freaking blurred, and
Yeah. There we go. That didn't work. What the hell? Hold on. If I was
Technical difficulties.
prepared, this would be a lot
See,
more.
this is why I said we should set up talk about the podcast. There you
That
go.
is a picture I took of the moon with my phone.
And that's clear. But
Why
every
does
Bigfoot picture is always blurry. And you froze.
There we go.
Oh,
No,
there you go. You're moving.
I didn't
again.
freeze. I'm just.
Oh.
Oh,
saw a picture of yourself and got worried.
Yeah. Why does every Bigfoot picture look like this? I don't even know where the hell this picture came from, but there's several faces in it.
Yeah, I seen that. It looks kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Looks like an angry baby.
Something. I don't even know where the. This is a picture I took outside because I can see a tree in the background. So I don't know where the hell that came from.
Send that to me. It looks interesting. I'm gonna look at it.
All right, hold on.
Send it to me. All right, guys. Well, it was another great night on Beyond Paranormal. Stay tuned for next week, Monday night, when we talk. Well, I know today's Tuesday. I had things going on on Monday, so I had to switch it to today. But stay tuned next Monday. We'll dive deeper into alien talk next week. Come join us, Dave and Malmida and Ryan Outdoors for another episode of Beyond Reality. Beyond Paranormal Talk. Sorry.
Beyond something. You still there?